Hey guys, welcome to Whiskey and Literature. I'm your host, Captain Mike, and I do both whiskey and book reviews. I'm pretty excited about this video for a couple different reasons. Went to Kentucky recently, picked up a new bottle of whiskey, gonna share that with you. And we're introducing to the channel today for the first time, Mrs. Captain. Welcome to Whiskey and Literature.
Hello, nice to be here.
Glad you could be here with us, Laura.
Thank you.
So this channel would not be happening if it weren't for you, and I appreciate all the support and everything you give to me and allowing me to go on this whiskey journey. And I'm excited to be able to share some of this with you. So
it's been an adventure for sure.
Yes, your patience has been very appreciated. So recently I went to Kentucky. Thanks for letting me go by myself. We spent 3 days in Kentucky doing some distillery tours. And I went to Kentucky Peerless and I wanted their double oak. I did the tour and tasting there, and they didn't have any of the double oak. But on the tasting, I tasted whiskey that was unlike anything I'd ever had in all my vast experience, 3 years or so of drinking whiskeys. But I knew this whiskey was perfect for Laura to share with her. And if you said to me, hey, can you build a whiskey for your wife? It would taste just like this. Guys, I have the Kentucky Peerless Absinthe finished rye. And I really, when I nosed and tasted this whiskey, I really thought about you, because I know, like if I said to you, which one of these whiskeys on my shelf do you want to drink tonight, which one would you pick?
I would first go to High West Double Rye.
High West Double Rye in the house.
Yep.
Yeah, we definitely drank more High West Double Rye than any other whiskey. And I know we just had the Jack Daniel's rye.
Yep.
We're still
pretty good.
Yes, we're still hunting for the single barrel proof rye. I did see a bottle in Kentucky, but that guy, he wanted $600 for the single barrel proof rye. Shame on that guy. I did buy a bottle of whiskey at that store, but not the rye. They had the Bin Holiday bottled in bond, so I picked that one up. But you had the Jack Daniel's rye last night. You really enjoyed that. Yep. So I do think of you more as a rye girl than a bourbon girl. I mean, we drink bourbons as well here in the house, but definitely I would put you more in the dry rye category, less sweet.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, I drink wine more than I drink whiskey because of this YouTube channel. I have been tasting more whiskeys, and I've gotten to where I notice and I can tell I can distinguish between a rye when he hands it to me and has me smell it or has me taste it. I can usually, probably all 100%.
No, you're
maybe,
really good. You're good.
I can taste or smell which one is the rye and then taste it. So.
Well, I think that overall you have a better nosing ability than me. You have more ability to pick the palate out and the different flavors. I mean, I in my life grew up eating hot dogs and drinking Kool-Aid and not many spices and different variety of foods. And I'm trying to overcome that, try and just eat more stuff. But I do think you actually do can pick those noses out and the palate out more easily than I do. But tonight is the rye, it is the Absinthe finished, and this is a crazy whiskey. And I've seen guys review other whiskeys before and them saying, oh, I get some black licorice on there, and I have never ever tasted black licorice on a whiskey. And give me a thumbs up if you tasted the Kentucky Peerless Distillery Absinthe finished rye. It is just like drinking black licorice on the nose. And so we've also, as we buy different whiskeys and whatnot, some of them are finished in different wines, Madeira and Sauternes and other different. So we have actually been buying some of these wines to taste the wines, because if you don't know what Madeira wine tastes like, how are you going to pick that note out of the whiskey? So we've been doing that. So in that spirit, on the way home from work today, I stopped and picked up a bottle of Absinthe. I'd never had any Absinthe before. We've been drinking alcohol now 4 years, 5 years. I mean, we really kicked it off on the cruise in 2020.
Okay.
That's when we really kicked it off, and in January 2020, and all bets were off after that. So we picked up this bottle of Absinthe, and we sipped it kind of neat over a little bit of ice, and just a little bit. This is 65 proof, but I tell you what, guys, if you want replace your Jack and Coke with something, Absinthe and Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero Sugar.
It was good.
What'd you think?
It was good.
The
straight absinthe was strong. It was very, very sweet.
Yes.
Very, well, it was like drinking candy.
Yes. And you know, it actually reminded me of the Kentucky Peerless. Like, I could hardly, well, let's just get into it. Okay. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
First thought.
That's crazy. I definitely can taste black licorice.
100%.
Oh yeah.
That's really all I taste.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of the specs and stats about the Kentucky Peerless Absinthe finished rye. Kentucky Peerless does all their products barrel strength. So you think it would be crazy high proof, but their barrel entry proof is 107 proof. Apparently, the original master distiller of this company, back when it was originally founded, he thought 107 proof was the best barrel entry proof. So that's what they do still today. And it's kind of a smaller, I'm not gonna call them a craft distillery, but it's definitely a smaller distillery. This is only 113 proof, and that is barrel proof. Really no other information from these guys. Non-chill filtered, sweet mash, barrel proof, no water added. They do not, I asked them there, and they do not disclose their mash bill. So we don't know. Yeah, don't know what the mash bill is, but it is a rye, and it's probably a Kentucky style rye, probably a lower rye mash bill. I would imagine. You think about all the other Kentucky distilleries that put the ryes out. They're not like a High West rye or a Redwood Empire or a Bullet rye, which I know that's Kentucky. But it's actually MGP, I believe. Don't quote me if that's incorrect, but I believe the Bullet rye is MGP. But crazy high rye mash bills. I bet this is a low rye mash bill, but that is, I don't know.
I don't get a lot of, well, I taste the licorice.
What about the nose? What do you think?
I was thinking after I tasted it and I smelled it again, I don't smell licorice. Like when we had the taste of the absinthe on its own, I could smell it. Like the licorice was strong in the nose. I don't smell it. I smell sweet.
That's funny because I still get the licorice, but not the sweet on the nose. Like I don't get that same, I think of one of your favorite candies, Good and Plenty.
Good and Plenty.
I get that on the palate, but I don't get on the nose. I just get the licorice portion without that candy portion of the Good and Plenty. That's just what I'm
maybe a little bit in a deep sniff.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe right there. But definitely in the taste. It's good.
It's a little harsh right on the finish there. Like I just got wave after wave of that. Again, black licorice, the Good and Plenty. I'm not catching any other thing on the palate at all. Besides that, I'm not catching any citrus or there's no caramel or vanilla. It is just straight up. I mean, it is actually pretty much, it's like you're drinking absinthe finished in a rye barrel more than rye finished in an absinthe barrel. But to me, that's not off-putting.
No, I think it tastes good. I mean, I would drink this. I enjoy tasting whiskey and like having a tasting, like if we go to a distillery, I don't mind doing little sips. I'm not gonna generally sit down with a whole glass of whiskey and sip on it for the evening, but this is enjoyable.
I bet that would be really good in a Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
But you're not gonna put it in a Dr. Pepper because this bottle costs $134. Yes. I didn't mention that.
Yes.
$134. You can order it to select states, I believe. So, and it's limited. They only make so much, and then they're out. Like they were out of the double oak when I went there. You can mix the absinthe if you want, all you want, because this is only like $50.
And honestly, I think with this, if I could sip this, I'd probably put a piece of ice in it, do it over the rocks.
Yeah.
Because it is enjoyable. I like that taste. So
just get a little bit of harshness again on the nose there. Maybe that is a bit of rice spice in there that I'm catching.
yeah,
But really, it's underlying just black licorice. I do like it. If you don't like, is it anise? Is that the main component of absinthe?
yeah. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, anise or anise.
So this is the Mephisto Absinthe Classic. This is a 65 ABV from Austria.
Yeah.
And I thought this was pretty. I'd never tasted absinthe before.
No, it was strong. It was tasty, but then when we threw in a little bit of Dr. Pepper, it actually tasted really good.
Actually, that was a nice cocktail.
Yeah.
I could sip on that and watching a movie or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Because I'm not a big Dr. Pepper fan, but those flavors, I don't know. They did something.
Yeah.
They worked well. Compatible.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So you thumbs up on the Kentucky Peerless Absinthe Finish Rye.
Yeah, thumbs up. I do. As I'm sitting here more, I'm thinking maybe that harsh finish you were getting, or then maybe that is the rye.
The rye spice, maybe?
Because you've always been a little bit more taste sensitive to spice, so maybe it's hitting you stronger.
Yeah.
And I think that other than the taste, the more I sip on this, I taste more of the rye spice come through.
You're right.
Like the first taste was definitely the absinthe, but that licorice. But the more I drink it,
you're correct. So when I was at the distillery, I did the tour and the tasting. So if you can imagine, when you go to tastings, it's just such a small amount. And all I caught was that licorice upon licorice. But you're right, we just opened this bottle just now. Yeah. As we're sipping it more and more, I am getting beyond that licorice, that absinthe, I guess, into that rye spice. And I like it.
I think this is a good one. It's a good job.
$134? Is that too much?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Yeah.
No comment.
No. All right, guys. Well, for me, this is a win. Yes. $134. It's not a daily sipper, but it's nice for those average, maybe a Friday night pour, or some good friends come over, just want to kind of blow their mind. You got the Kentucky Peerless Absinthe Finished Rye. All right, guys. Thanks, Laura, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Your first time on.
Yeah.
And hope to have you back some more. I was going to do, we talked about having your first video be a big 8 rye whiskey challenge. I think we're still going to do that one. So thumbs up if you'd like to see that. We have basically 4 high rye ryes, and we're going to compare those to 4 Kentucky style ryes. We're going to blind them. So we're going to have 8 ryes. We're going to blind it and go through all of them and pick out which one I prefer and which one you prefer. Right. If you'd like to see that, give us a thumbs up. But guys, again, thanks, Laura.
Yes.
And I hope you are reading something good and drinking something great. Turn the pages, my friends, and stay thirsty. Cheers.
Cheers.